Bernadette. Haven't been on live lately, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to jump on. I've been meaning to get on and talk about how things are sort of playing out. We're in a really polarizing time right now. Some people are feeling kind of lost, other people are feeling scared and hopeless since the election. And this is not at all going to get political. I don't care who you voted for, that's beyond us. Now we're in a place where we have an unintentional catalyst that is on the stage and things are polarized. We were here back, before Biden was in office. And you may have experienced a lot of things you didn't want to experience for 4 years back then. Whatever the case may be, I want to address it and I want to talk about things from the standpoint of understanding how powerful this time is, because this is a great time to focus on you. Especially if you're feeling any level of fear. So if you're watching me live, say hello, let me know you're here, jump in the comments and join the discussion. I'm on YouTube and on Facebook right now. So first of all, this is a moment of transformation. We have a catalyst, an unintentional catalyst that is pushing us to look at things very deeply. And typically if someone's not intentionally being a catalyst, they're acting without any kind of long-term thought. They're not thinking about anything other than their immediate goals and whatnot. They're not seeking to create profound societal shifts. However, that is what will come out of this, because despite whatever intentions the incoming political party has, whatever their actions are, it's going to lead to lasting change. Wanted or unwanted, it will lead to lasting change. And I've had a few people message me that are scared. They're like, I feel lost. I don't know. So I want to have this discussion from a standpoint of understanding. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be uncertain. We're in uncertain times in a big way. But here's the power of having a powerful catalyst show up on the scene. It pushes our boundaries. It prompts us to examine and question the establishment. What's the old structures, right? We have that opportunity. And not from the standpoint of getting angry and all of that. Like this, when we experience things that we don't want, it's the perfect time to get very clear on, okay, what do you want? And then start to move in the direction of creating that first within yourself and your own life, your own family, your own community, your own workplace. And then, it ripples. We do have power. That's one thing I've heard a lot of people say is I feel powerless. I'm scared. I don't know, how this is going to affect me and my family. And it's like, it's normal to feel that way because we are breaking norms right now. And for the next few years, norms will be challenged and we will all have to deal with it. So whatever it is, I really think that the disruption that this is causing people mentally and emotionally, it will make us aware of lots of hidden issues, lots of outdated norms. It will make us look at overlooked values, things that we weren't speaking about. It will start a conversation. And it's going to bring attention to things that maybe we sidestep because we're busy, because it doesn't directly impact us. But understand the time we're in. And I've talked about this astrologically, the time we're in, the predictions that many astrologers have made. This is very unpredictable just in nature of what goes on in climate and Mother Nature, what's going on economically on the global stage. Like there's a lot of uncertainty, and this can act as somewhat of a mirror reflecting society's values and their fears. So what are you afraid of? This is a great time to find out, because any place you have anxiety or uncertainty or you're feeling lost, it's speaking to your need to get really clear and very aware of things that you weren't paying attention to. All right. From the standpoint of what you can do during this time, we can create from meditation, from prayer, from intention. We can create massive change in a positive way. So when things get dark, then instead of going into fear and hiding, we need to step into a place where we intentionally step up in our own power and become very positive. What is coming as far as transformation on this planet? I mean, we've all been in this place of facing a wake up call, just climate alone, like the things that are happening within the weather. And I understand when it comes to the economy and inflation and all those things, people are really worried about that too. Being in a place of worry and fear is not going to fix it. Like, hiding from it isn't going to change it. It's kind of like what I've been going through with my own journey dealing with cancer. It has been a very unwanted catalyst for me. And it's stopped me in many ways from doing what I normally do, but I've had to question, like, how important are those things that I've been participating in for the last, couple of decades of my life? And why do I feel so upset that I can't do the things that I normally would do? Why am I having a problem leaning into a different way of looking at life right now and resting and recovering while I continue to go through radiation? That catalyst for me was a huge wake up call, because it was me going through life, go, 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 get it done, help others, and do all the things. Meanwhile, not necessarily, while I take good care of myself, not necessarily taking the rest and the time off that I needed. And I've been like that my whole working life. So some of you know what I'm talking about if you're in the hustle and grind culture. And I think for a lot of us, what we have coming over the next few years with the big changes in 2025 is going to be a massive shakeup of changes. Whether you're in the US or you're, anywhere else, it's just, we're in that time of transformation, and transformation is not easy. Change is not easy, especially when we were comfortable with the way things were, even though maybe we didn't like it. But like I said, the power we have here now is whatever is showing up, whether it be legislation or prices or anything else, whatever's showing up that you don't like, it's giving you a huge poke that says, well, okay, then what do you want instead? What do you really want? And how can you create that? I want to put the power back to you. So if you're feeling lost and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're not sure about what's going to happen, look, nobody is sure. No one is. Even those running the show right now, I don't think they're 100% sure what's going to come out of the next 12 months. And I don't even want to go beyond that right now. I know there's really positive things on the horizon for 2026. 2025 is a big question mark for me right now, as far as what are we going to go through. Change doesn't happen quickly. We've been undergoing transformation for several years. Problems have been pointed out to us that most of us didn't want to deal with or face, but it's time to face it, and it's time to fix it. And this is a time to fix things. It's kind of like what I'm going through. Again, clean up. It's time to fix things once and for all. Time to fix things. And man, the process is not fun. However, it's not horrible in the end of the world either. So, hi, Miss Cartomancy. So I hope you guys can take that and look at, okay, where am I reacting? Where am I feeling like I've lost my power? I've lost my choice. You never lose your power and lose your choice unless you're putting yourself in that place. There's always choices, always. And who you are now will change over the next 6 months to a year, hopefully for the better. If that's your intention, it will change for the better. Hard times makes us grow. We just do not grow during comfortable times. And we do need to grow. Like, we need to wake up. On so many levels, we need to wake up. And from what I've seen, like, one of the biggest things that I think can come from the deep polarization that's happening is that we can swing to the other side and of polarization and become unified and understand and respect that while there's a lot of like me tendencies that go on even from our leaders and leadership, the reality is it's time to look at long term. Like, how is everything that we're partaking in, creating, playing with, how's it going to affect the long term? And if it's not a positive, then we don't play in it. We change it. And if you see the things that you know need to change and you have a way to change it internally, within your family, within your community, first, that will make a change. It's little incremental things. And I'll remind you before I go, we always like to see big resolution, one fell swoop. I want it done, big picture right now. That's not how change occurs. They create a vision for what it is you want, become very aware of the things you don't like, don't participate in them, and start focusing more on the things that you do like. Start expecting the interactions that you do like and be that person that sparks that for other people. This in your life can be a place where you're sparked into a greater version of yourself, right? Hi, Animal Owners Alliance. Good to see you. So I am with you. I get it. You know, I have felt a range of emotions, and Spirit just keeps saying there had to be a catalyst. You know, there has to be that spark, and the catalyst isn't always the person that is responsible for the outcome. They start the fire. We decide what that fire destroys and then allows us to create. So we are not powerless. Some things do need to come down. There are some things that have been unacknowledged on this planet for a long time in the way of inequality, in the way of um, biases and judgments that are not helpful and are not loving. And if we're going to make that shift to a more loving, compassionate, in tune with nature society, then this is apparently the catalyst we needed, because this is where the conversation is and this is how we're all feeling. You know, some people are very excited. We'll see if they're still excited, you know, with the long term effects of this election cycle and with the new laws kicking in. And, you know, we'll see. I'm not going to place any judgments on it, but it's kind of like with cancer. All I say anymore is like one day at a time, because looking at the whole journey, way too overwhelming. Like, what am I dealing with today? And like right now, I'm in radiation. I just had my 4th session today out of 28. I can't think about how am I going to feel at 24, 25? Like, just get through today. And for some of you, that's what you need to do. And even that is a lot to ask of you if you're healing, if you're going through transition and transformation on your own, internally and externally, if your circumstances are changing, you know, whatever the case may be. A lot of people are going through change of occupation. Some of you are moving, you know, whatever it is you're going through. Yeah, one day at a time. Sometimes it goes to an hour. You know, I've had a ton of dreams lately about feeling like I've forgotten something. And the messages at the end of the dream when I wake up is all about, no, you need to rest. What you're forgetting is, you know, you're healing right now. You're still battling cancer. It's time to rest. Stop worrying about what might happen a few months from now, right? Every day is a new beginning. Every day you're put here, you have an opportunity to make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. So keep it positive, build your vision towards the future. What do you want to see happen? And how can you show up in such a way where it happens in your immediate circle, in your immediate environment? It doesn't have to change the world. We always think, you know, am I changing the world? You don't have to always change the world. Change your life, and then change somebody else's by being a positive influence and a spark of light. You know, it's going to be an interesting ride for sure. And that's what I said when I started chemo. Something I said I'd never do. And here I am. So I'm telling you from personal experience of going through an unintentional catalyst in my own life, having to deal with cancer. Um, it hasn't been fun. And I don't think the next couple of years are going to be fun with the amount of change that we are having to adapt to just from nature alone, just from the storm systems and the wildfires and craziness. Like, it's a lot to adapt to and accept. And why, while we don't want these things to happen, we don't have control. Kind of like I don't have control of how my body's reacting to the cancer. What I do have control of is my focus mentally and emotionally and the actions that I take. So emotional, keep crying in fits. You have a great attitude. There's a lot of change. And it's okay to be emotional. I want to give you permission. Like, honestly, and what I said before you probably came on was like, I've been emotional. I've been like, oh my God, I've run the gamut of should we sell the house and leave the country, you know? And just for the reason of like inflation, and I'm brown, you know? People don't know what race I am. Most people, like, still to this day, are you Asian? Are you Mexican? Those are the two choices. And it's like, I'm Hawaiian, Filipino, Portuguese. I'm a mix. I'm a mutt. Um, but, born and raised in California. My dad, his parents, Hawaii. So, and my mom, same thing. So, like, you wouldn't think that that would be a problem. But anymore, people are judging people based on what they look like. And it can be a little scary on top of being a woman, right? It can be a little scary. I'm choosing not to be afraid of any of those things. I'm choosing not to deal with them. I know my girls are very worried because their health rights were stripped from them. I don't have any of my female organs anymore. I had a hysterectomy. I feel for them. I do. Like, and my granddaughter. And it does bother me that we've seemingly regressed and that now we're melding religious beliefs with political beliefs when there was supposed to be a separation of church and state. And yet now it's blatant not so. Like, nope, we're gonna blend them right together. And if you don't like it, too bad, right? A lot of things I'm not happy about. And things that I don't prefer. But while I don't prefer them, I get to choose how I'm going to show up in spite of them, despite them. And so do you, right? We can still be loving. We can still be compassionate. We can still be positive, and we can still listen to the messages from the universe. And sometimes we have to let go of things. Like, I've had to let go of a whole lot during my whole cancer process. I'm letting go of more and more. Um, and it's not fun at all. But at the same time, like, months later, this has been going on since April. Months later, I'm just like, the stuff I've let go of, I really don't miss. But in the beginning, being forced to let go of things, being forced to stop doing things that I really enjoy doing, um, I wasn't happy about it. I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you that every day I'm super ecstatic and positive, because that would be a lie. I have my down days. Going through cancer, it's very isolating because I can't go out and do a lot of stuff. My immune system isn't great. Plus, I have daily radiation appointments, right? So sometimes it gets very lonely. Like, this has been going on for months and months, and everybody in my house has a life to live. They've got stuff to take care of, just like I still have stuff to take care of. And there's moments when I get down. There's moments when I'm like, is this ever going to end? It's like, am I ever going to be done with treatment? I was reading in my cancer group, someone was saying that they went through therapy for 2 years before they went in remission. So I take those down days and it's like, it's okay. It's okay for you to be sad. It's okay for you to feel discombobulated. It's okay for you to not know what the long-term vision looks like right now. What can I do today? And if today all you can do is get the little stuff done, do it, because those little stuff will string together to make the big stuff happen later. It's lonely. I know a lot of people are here for you, even across the country. A lot of people are here in comments. People message me. People are still asking me to do stuff for them intuitively for free. I'm not really paying much attention to my messages half the time. If you know me, you know my phone number. And as far as like anyone around, I have people that are supporting me from all over the place, family members, friends, amazing people. You guys have wonderful things to say, but in all honesty, the majority of my time is spent alone. Like, I'm driving myself to my radiation appointments because they are daily. That's a lot, you know. My dad's on standby if I can't drive myself, but so far I've been driving myself because it's a lot daily, and all he can do is drive me there and sit and wait for me to be done and then take me home. And I feel like I can do that. But the isolating part is just people don't want to bother me that are my friends, even, and people that are close to me, because you know I guess I don't know why. We have a weird thing. People don't know what to say when someone has cancer. And to me, it's like, this is no different than recovering from a broken leg or having to go through physical therapy or whatever, other than the word cancer is scary and there's a lot of mortality attached to it. But for me, facing my own mortality has really put a fine point on what's really important. And I think for all of us right now, that's a question we should be asking and answering for ourselves. What's really important? What really matters? And spend more time doing the things that are important and that matter to you, right? Be the person that you need someone else to be. The more all of us do that, the quicker this planet changes and the energy stops being so polarizing and scary, you know? Seriously. I hope that helps. Me too. It's a lot of alone time. Don't want to bother. All you have to do is message me. If you're in the know, like, message me or text me. Girlfriend, you've got my phone number, I think. Like, message me and just see how I'm feeling. And if I'm up to it, yeah, let's talk. Because I know how hard it is. Like, it is hard to go through life alone, For so many years, I was homeschooling, doing my business, taking care of clients, and all of a sudden everything stopped. My kids are grown. Now my daughter has to homeschool, but like, I don't have a bunch of things that I have to get done during a day. And even stuff that I should be doing, I don't necessarily have the brain power or the energy to get it done. So it really has put a fine point on, do what's important, do what's of value. I feel positive things are going to be okay with my health in our country. I would never entertain leaving our country. I only would leave, like, me and my dad have talked at length about wanting to live in Japan for the culture. Like, Japan's culture and Asian culture is near and dear to my heart, right? I would love to live in Kauai, but then my kids will be across the ocean. Japan, they're all like, "Oh, we'd visit you." So, my dad's like, if I had more money, um, he'd move to Japan. I may just travel more once I'm healthy again. I really want to get out of the country and explore places like Japan, China, South Korea. There's places I want to go that and experience different cultures. Um, so yeah, you know, and for now, my dad's healthy enough to do that stuff with me. but what you're saying is helpful. Good. I hope it is. It sucks when things don't go the way that we want them to go. It sucks when we're hit like a freight train with something and we're like, I was not prepared for that. A lot of people are there now. And I've been going through it since April. Not that I didn't know that I was sick the year before. I did, and I was doing everything I could to heal it naturally, but nothing I normally would work, none of it worked. This is a different beast. Um, Nonetheless, I do know it's possible to get through horribly challenging times, even when you're traumatized by it. I know you can because I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So, yeah, you miss traveling. Yeah, me too. I miss a lot of things right now. I was just like sitting on the deck yesterday, had to go to the store, and I'm like, my life consists of doctor's appointments every day, going to treatment, and going to the store to get food because my diet has changed again. Like, there's so many things I can't eat right now, so many things because of getting radiation to my abdomen and my pelvis area. Like, there's so many things. And it's not even that. Like, they're shooting it crazy. I counted today 5 different places, their angles they're shooting the radiation where the machine stops. I'm asking questions and the nurses are kind of telling me what's going on with it. But according to where the arm that shoots it is stopping, 5 different places, 5 different angles. And it's actually more on the sides, the back, and then they're coming in from the front once. But they're angling it. It's weird, like my sides and my back. And I'm like, well, shoot. And she said, so your skin's probably not going to get super irritated because we're moving it every day. We have a different angle that we have to get it from. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Cause I was asking her, like, where do I put the cream? Because you guys aren't just concentrating on my belly. She's like, no, we're going through your side and through your back. She said, so your skin probably won't get irritated. We're not doing the same place every day. I was like, oh, okay. The old way radiation was done. Yes, but not the new machine. If you guys are curious, I put a video on my personal page of the machine. It's a trip. It's a trip. That machine's a trip. Scary, intimidating, big trip, but highly effective. And the time that you're in on the table getting the radiation is pretty small. So, yeah. Anywho, all right. Any of you have any questions for me or thoughts that you're struggling with right now through this time that we're in that I can answer and hopefully give you something inspirational and helpful for your personal journey? Put it in the comments right now and I will answer it while I'm live. If you do it after the fact, I can come back and do a live later. I am feeling better. I'm not going to say that I'm energized because I'm not. Who's calling me Bernie? Thank you, Patricia. I'm not like, I'm tired and weirdly my legs start to ache, but not like I was telling my friend today, nowhere near, do not feel anywhere near as bad as I did doing chemo. Like, chemo was harsh, hard. And a lot of people in my lymphoma group said the same thing, that they did a lot better through radiation than they did during chemo. You've been helpful. Always appreciate your inspiration. Good. You guys have the Gold Factor group, the community group. You're welcome to share in there when you're struggling. Like, that's, I think, a great place. Like, if we don't get more people sharing in that group, I'm just going to get rid of it. We've had it for so long. But, it's supposed to be somewhere where we can engage safely. It's a private community, right? People outside of that community can't see what you're posting. But if you guys don't use it the way that it's intended to be used, it's just an extra step and an extra thing that I have to take care of. So, but it is there for you. I tried to get rid of it in the past and everyone's like, don't do it. I was like, okay, but you got to participate. So anyways, all right. that's all I have for you guys. If you missed it, you can come back and watch the replay. I will come back as I can. I'd love to hear what you guys are kind of thinking and how you're feeling. And if you're not comfortable leaving it in the comments, just hit me up with a DM. Send me a DM and let me know. If you have questions or topics or things that you want me to cover and answer, you can, and you're willing for me to do it on live stream. Like, I don't have to mention your name, but you got to be clear that you don't want your name mentioned. Um, put it in a DM to me, private message me, and I will do a video on it. Okay. All right. Let's get through this great time of catalyzing change together in a positive way, in a loving way, in a hopeful way. Don't lose your hope. Don't lose your faith. Everything's going to work out. It just might be a bumpy ride in the process. All right. I love you guys. Have a great day. Be blessed. Be a blessing. I'll see you later.